and happy Topic Tuesday to you. For Topic Tuesday today, we are going to, this is something I was a little bit uncomfortable doing because I'm not a makeup artist, but I had somebody ask me, and then I have since had some people ask me, kind of to do a makeup brush 101, so to speak. So I'm going to start that. I will probably do this in two, although I'm not sure if it's necessary for eyes, so you'll have to let me know, or for cheeks, face, whatever. But this is going to be for eyes. So Makeup Brush 101 for eyes. And basically just kind of tell you the brushes, the kind of most popular brushes, what I refer to them as, because that's what started the confusion. I referred to something, the first brush, one of the first brushes I will show you here, as a lay down brush. And I think she was asking me exactly what I meant by that. So that's what I'm going to do for you today. I really hope that this is helpful in some way. So the first brush that I will use every day, and I'm going to insert while I'm talking about this clips of me actually applying with the brushes so you know what I'm talking about. And that is kind of an all over shade. I have multiple brushes that I do this with. A MAC 227 is one of those brushes. I also use a Smashbox brush, which I believe is discontinued, so I won't talk about that one anymore. But so the one that you see me using here is a newer one for me. It's the It Cosmetics Airbrush All Over Shadow number 119. So I just kind of, it's what I call all of these brushes, kind of an all over shadow, or a really big, very technical term, a very big brush. But basically I like these brushes for, and this is the MAC 227. For just putting any kind of a cream vanilla shade. The shade that I used when in that tutorial was Linen, or in that demo was Linen from Maybelline. Just something to give me a nice base. I already had primer down, or and this is just gives me a smoother base. So those are two brushes. Again, it's kind of an all over shadow brush. Exactly what this one is called is what I call this, and I use that just to give me a nice clean base. The next brush that you'll see me use is what I call a lay down brush. This brush, in my opinion, is invaluable to a collection. And I will use this brush a couple of ways. I use it on occasion to smudge something beneath my lower lash line, because particularly the MAC one, which is the MAC 239, and that's what you see me using, it's very nice and has a kind of a nice point. So the nice thing about this, and you will have seen me do that, is that you can lay down the shadow and then flip it over and lay down another color on another part of your eye. I could not do, no, that's not true. I could do my makeup without this brush, but I wouldn't want to. So some of my favorites for that are the one that you saw, which is the MAC 239, which looks like this. Another one I've really come to love is the Sonia Kashuk number 106, which looks like that. I think there's a little bit bigger one that I'd like to get as well. But this is the closest that I found to a drugstore dupe for the MAC 239. And then another one that has recently come to my collection, it was a gift actually, is the Wayne Goss brush number 18. Very similar to the MAC 239 as well in application. Obviously it doesn't look like it, but the application of shadow with this brush is very, very similar, and I really like that as well. Alright, the next brush that I use, I believe, I'm trying to do this in order, but if my eye looks a little bit different in each part, that's because I am talking about them out of order. So this is the MAC 224. This is a blending brush. Sometimes, some people will call it a crease brush. What I use this for is to lay down transition colors. So there are lots of different crease brushes out there. I mean, like a ton. The majority of what I will use this for is blending after the fact. Like if I've already done my eye and I just want to blend everything out a little bit more, I'll use a clean one of these. Or this one, in the demo you saw, I used it with a transition color. So I'm very lightly putting a transition color up there. And what I mean by transition color is a very light color, a little bit darker than my skin tone, generally in the same family of colors that I'm using, whether it's warm, cool, or like I use Quarry for MAC for purple colors, that sort of thing. That's what I call a transition color. And the MAC 224 works really well for that. It's very fluffy, and I use it with a very light hand just to get a really nice blend. There are a couple other brushes that I like for this sort of thing as well. Newer to my collection is the Sephora Pro Crease Brush number 10. Very, very fluffy. There's one from Smashbox as well that I like, but again, I believe it's discontinued. This one, for those of you in Canada, is the Quo Crease Brush. Crease Shadow. It's called Crease Shadow. Comes to a nice little point as well. Really like that. The Sephora 19 brush, I've talked about that. It's very similar as far as it comes to a point. Everybody has a different preference in what they like for that sort of brush. And then another one that's a little bit less expensive is the IT Cosmetics Airbrush Blending Crease number 105. I really have liked that. I think I featured that in my favorites a little bit. It's a little bit more dense. Those are kind of some different options of brushes to use for that purpose. Again, I generally just call that a blending brush. I don't know what the rest of the world, this is just what Kristin Game calls things. Okay, so the next brush that you will see me use is a MAC 217. There's a Sigma version of this as well. I have not found a drugstore dupe or even an IT Cosmetics dupe yet for this brush. I feel like this is a brush everybody needs in their collection. I could do my whole eye look with this brush. It would be tricky for me on the lower lash line, but I could do my whole eye look if I had to with this brush. So there's just, it's pinched. It has a little bit of a taper to the top. It works perfectly for what I kind of call my stamp method, which you saw me do or you're seeing me do, where I kind of stamp the color in the outer corner, turn the brush, stamp it again, and then blend it in. I'll wipe it off on a towel sometimes and blend it in. It's just a really, really invaluable brush, in my opinion, in doing eye looks. So, and then the last type of brush that I want to talk about is a pencil brush. And that is a brush that looks like this on the top of it. And what I use this for, and you will see, is beneath the lower lash line, getting color maybe on the inner corner, pulling it out. And then I will sometimes wipe off the brush and use a different color in the outer corner. But this is a brush you want to use when you want a little bit more precision beneath like your lower lash line. Sometimes I've seen some people use this for putting color in the crease if they want to do more of a cut crease. That works for that. So the one that I'm showing you is a MAC 219, which is a really nice pencil brush. I have a Sigma one as well, but you will see my MAC one is dirty because I used it and I only have one of them. The rest of them I had multiples of. But so you will see that the Sigma one is a little bit more fluffy. I like that sometimes if I'm really trying to kind of, I hate to overuse this, but blow out my lower lash line or use another color underneath there. And if you can still find this, I think I did find it last time I talked about this duo. It doesn't look like this anymore. I think the handles are different, but this is the Essence of Beauty Crease Duo, I believe. So there's one really tiny, very precise, will really get some color laid down for you brush. And then it's kind of like my MAC and my Sigma one. And then one that's a little more fluffy. This one works a little bit better if you're going to place color in your outer V or in your crease and then, you know, blend it out. But these are a nice drugstore option for you. So I hope that this was helpful for you and that it answered the questions of those that were asking, you know, what a lay down brush means or what a pencil brush means. Again, I'm not a makeup artist. This is just what I've learned along the way and what I currently refer to things as. So thank you so much for watching. On my face today, and I will tell you what I used in the demo was the Naked palette. I'll have the shades listed below that I used just in case, but I used Half Baked on the outer corner, or in the inner 2/3, excuse me. I used Buck in the crease, and then when I first put down color, I was using Smog. And then for when I used the darker color in the outer corner, I used the matte brown from my Camp Cosmetics KGB Palette. And I talked to you about linen. That was what I laid down first. For my blush today, and I'm wearing Estee Lauder Double Wear, by the way. For my blush today, I have Benefit Dallas, which looks like that. And on my lips, I have the Maybelline Creamy Matte in Divine Wine. I believe that is everything. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you're having a great day, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye!